Should bullying be a crime? What is bullying? Now, bullying, it goes on ahead, where a larger person, who is usually just a pretty big brat, wants to go ahead and make himself known, make himself feel all powerful by going ahead and picking out on little kids who are less powerful than him. He knows it, because it's probably because he is, well, not the most popular person among his peers, but he is the most powerful when compared to like these little kids. As a result, he goes ahead and bullies them, makes them see themselves weak, and compares himself or herself to them. Of course, this can happen among peers as well too, where like the weakest of the peers become bullied. In fact, the bullies are usually the ones that are bullied, and then they turn into bullies themselves just to make sure that they feel good about themselves. But in this case, bullying is quite harmful and sometimes even impacts the brains of little children for long-term effects. Those brains are hardwired into those bullying little zones. And now it's time to get the facts straight. Let's start off with the first point. The first point goes ahead like this. Some actions taken by bullies are already illegal, such as like literally stabbing someone here. That is very illegal, and I have experienced that myself. Not the stabbing part or stabbing someone part, but I have witnessed it myself in the art classroom, where the school bully decided to go ahead and, well, decided to just stab a annoying person that he just didn't like, which is not a good reason to stab someone, by the way. And now it's time for the first point of the cons team. Now the cons team go ahead and say that most bullying isn't serious enough to be a crime and should be handled by parents or school officials instead of the police. Like, they think that the police, this is not a government matter. They think that bullying is more like a private matter for the parents and the bullying kid and the school officials to deal with, not the government officials, aka the cops. And now with the second point of the pros team. Now here we go. Bullying causes serious problems that call for serious punishments. Now this is what we get. Like, bullying causes serious problems that call for serious punishments. Obviously, that's what you get. Some people get suspension, some people even get expulsion. But in the end, of course, it's always going to go onto your like permanent record, and when it's on your permanent record, you're literally going to go ahead and have some naughty things on that record as well too, unless they are like really good. One little bullying won't really hurt, especially if you don't participate in bullying. But if you help in fighting against bullying, well, then that'll go onto your permanent record and you will be a really good anti-bullier. It's like the bully of the bullies. And now it's time for the second point of the cons team. Now this is how it goes. Sending a bully to jail causes more problems than it literally solves. When you go ahead and send a bully towards jail, you go ahead and send them into a place where they really hate, and it'll probably just go ahead and mess up their minds. When you mess up their minds, you realize that, hey, maybe this isn't the best thing that we can do. Maybe I could have done better, or he could just break down and say, I don't want to go to jail. I'm too young to go to jail. No one's too young to go to jail, by the way. There's no age requirement, except infants, but no infants have ever gone in there because infants are too young to do crimes. They don't even know what crime is. Now it's time for the third point of the pros team, is that punishing the parents of bullies can help them take actions to stopping their child's bullying. When you go ahead and force their parents, if you can't force the bully to change, well, you can force their parents to try to change how they act. Obviously, that's pretty much what's happening. And now it's time for the third point of the cons team. This is what happens. Parents shouldn't be put into jail for things that their kids have done. Their parents are definitely innocent, but there is something that can be done about this without needing to resort to jail. And now it's time for the fourth and final point of the pros team. People shouldn't do whatever it takes to help kids feel safe. People should do whatever it takes to go ahead and make them all safe. If they making them safe makes them feel like angels, well, then make them feel like angels, and they will feel pretty safe, unless they are secretly a devil in disguise. Whatever it takes, kids should feel safe wherever they are in the school. Now it's time for the full point of the cons team. Here it goes. Prevention is more helpful than punishments because punishment doesn't deal with the cause of the problem. And obviously that is not always a benefit towards some people. It doesn't deal with the cause of the problem at all. And what you need to do is literally go ahead and determine the cause of the problem and fix that problem. That is the only way that we can survive. Should bullying be a crime? That is for you to decide. In fact, some certain bullying is already a crime. Some places even call cyberbullying a crime. And if cyberbullying is a crime, then certainly regular bullying is a crime. Just harder to go ahead and make sure that it is bullying. But in the end, that is all we get today. Should bullying be a crime? As once again, that is for you to decide. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope to see you guys soon. Until next time, Shahana, peace. Bye bye.